Built in 1976 at the time of Marcos regime, the Bataan Nuclear Power Plant was the response to the oil crisis felt during the early 1970s. Completed in 1985, the Philippines could have been the first country in Southeast Asia to use nuclear energy had it been operated. Instead, it stands as an expensive reminder of the largest debt incurred by our country, amounting to $2.3 billion, which we had continually paid until 2007. But why was it not operated? The 3 Mile Island incident in the USA in 1979, where the nuclear reactor was severely damaged, roused fears and led to suspension of the BNPP construction. The construction was continued after additional safety upgrades were done, which increased the cost. Under the Aquino administration, the BNPP was mothballed months after the Chernobyl incident. Almost 50% of the domestic power mix relies on imported fossil fuels, leading to unstable and often steep prices. Aside from its high cost, these energy sources prove to be detrimental to the environment due to its greenhouse gas. With the increasing need for a cheaper, sustainable, and environment-friendly source of electricity, the government has renewed its interest on nuclear energy, particularly the revival of the Bataan Nuclear Power Plant. The Nuclear-Free Philippines Coalition raised their concerns and lobbied protest actions against its impending revival, arguing the safety of its location and the defects found in the equipment installed. Is it ethical to revive the Bataan Nuclear Power Plant considering its safety concerns? Must we let this billion-dollar nuclear facility turn to junk? The major issues that plague the BNPP are safety, economic viability, and sustainability. Geographically, BNPP is located near Mount Native, which is classified as potentially active, but it is not very threatening according to Phoebus. Claims that the BNPP was built on an active fault line were also disputed by a study in 2009 by Professor Arcilia from the UP National Institute for Geological Sciences. Also, the nuclear waste to be generated for a 30-year operation, which pose risks to human health and environment, can be readily housed by the plant's storage space. Energy from the BNPP is cheaper and more stable over long periods, saving from 1.06 billion to 3.6 billion pesos annually. However, Professor Simbulan, chairperson of NFPC, stressed that the plant has serious defects in its design and construction. They also pointed out that figures such as the $1.1 billion savings over a 30-year period operation fails to include the cost of insurance, training, permanent nuclear waste disposal, and accidents. Since we lack skilled workers to operate the BNPP, we will likely seek services from non-Filipino experts, which questions national security. Our government may not be ready for strict execution of necessary protocols for the BNPP, considering that it is challenged on implementing the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000. Still, the only way to look at this objectively is to remove all biases caused by the controversies that surround its construction. What must now be settled is whether we continue to fund the maintenance of this facility, convert it to other viable sources of energy, or scrap it entirely, all of which would entail additional cost, but a decision must be made. First, we have to determine the feasibility of rehabilitating and operating the power plant with the aid of international experts. The Senate Bill 580, also known as the Bataan Nuclear Power Plant Operability Act, filed by Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago, aims to determine the operability of the BNPP and if it can be made to be at par with the existing and operating nuclear power plants today. The validation of its operability shall enable the DOE to decide either to rehabilitate the BNPP or permanently close it, terminating the public funding allotted for its maintenance. Along with this, a maximum expenditure of $1 billion will be allowed for the rehabilitation of the BNPP. Though this would be another added expense, we must consider that at present, we are spending about $50 million annually for its maintenance. This amount shall be taken primarily from the DOE, and in addition, 15 centavos per kilowatt-hour surcharge will be collected from the total electric power sold in the country for 5 years. Should we decide to go through the BNPP revival, we need to strengthen the nuclear energy policy of the Philippines.